brand new day.
I really enjoyed playing Alice is Missing yesterday. That was a fun time.
It's a good RPG.
It's weird. Like, I enjoyed myself, but then also I'm like, oh, it's sad. Because, Alice was missing.
Yes,
It was a thing.
She sure is missing.
No spoilers, but it sure is.
It's the name of the game.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because everyone else isn't going to know what the hell we're talking about. I'm going to give a little context here. Alice is Missing is like another RPG that...
Because we don't play enough of those.
We don't play enough of them. We need to play more. Oh. I need to fit more non-life into my life. Unlife. I could be a necromancer. Anyway.
You're already a necromancer.
Anyway, so it basically, you're all high school students. Your friend is missing. But the conceit of it is it's played entirely via a text chat. And so you're not allowed to talk throughout the entire 90 minutes. And I thought it was really cool.
I had a fun side quest where my husband, who was in the room watching us all play and not playing, was making fun of me also via text. Like, wow, seems like a really interesting game. I'm like, shut the you.
I didn't even realize.
So like on the side, we had 5 different conversations going at the same time. It was great. I felt like I was actually back in high school again and like trading out just the different threads. So many
text threads happening.
It was great.
It was a lot of fun. Very immersive too. So highly recommend playing it. But I had a great time. Now we're doing more RPGs.
And tomorrow we will be doing more RPGs.
Yes, but have you thought of 4th RPG?
You know what, Jeff? Monday is a holiday weekend. Don't tempt me.
That is very fair. I might take that as a non-RPG day.
Just sit and stare at the wall and be like,
back into my real life.
Staring at this wall.
Things.
And welcome back to the 7 Star of the Right podcast. Your daily or weekly or probably bi-weekly escape from that life that you love.
Staring at walls.
Yeah, staring at walls. I'm sure everyone loves it. This is
That's
session
our
94.
tagline. We finally have one.
Oh, that's a long tagline.
Yeah,
we really need to workshop that one a little bit.
I thought it was good.
We can do it all in Leet Speak abbreviations. That'll make it shorter.
This is session 94. How are we all doing?
Well, we creep ever closer to the musical episode, and that's got me worried.
I mean, nothing's going to happen for the musical episode. It's not happening.
Yeah, I know.
I want it to happen.
Like that, it makes it sound like it's like actually happening, but it's not happening.
No.
You could just say there is no musical episode.
But as soon as you like make that emphatic, like this is not going to happen. This is not going to happen. People are like,
wink.
It feels like it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not.
No, it's definitely not going to happen.
Stop saying wink.
At this point, it's not going to be an actual musical episode, and the title will just be the musical episode.
We just started it by going, ah.
There, it's done. We've done it.
Just share fun music with you all.
What do you guys remember from last session?
Not much.
Oh my goodness.
That's unfortunate.
So much talking.
It was a lot of talking. I got a whole nother glass of water.
Yep. We had to plan about the plan, and then we had to plan about what to do if that one guy kills us, and then we had to plan about who we want to take with on this mission. That's definitely gonna...
Davis is such a sweetheart. There ain't no way he would do anything to hurt you guys.
The creepy monk who I don't care for.
Yeah.
He puts me to sleep and also terrifies me.
That's right. I fall asleep and the dreams I have, terrifying. And it's his fault. So to give a less unhinged review.
Yes.
As I slap my face. All right. So this starts off with having dinner with all of the acolytes of the end that are currently in this safe house location, which basically includes some of Micah's group and some of Davos's group. And Davos's group are the really devout ones who enjoy torturing themselves in order to be able to see the shibboleth, which are the terrifying monster creatures that we keep running into, even though we're just trying to live our lives and they won't leave us alone.
Yep.
Also, we attacked him in that warehouse that one time.
You did.
But we start off with a review of here is a Children of the Silence base. We would like to go in there, get some information on which route they will be taking Von McRaven down, because there's a whole bunch of rivers and he's going to be on a boat. Get excited for more boat combat, but not yet. We're planning to go in there, get the route, maybe figure out what personnel are going to be on there, and then exit. We are worried about this plan because there's a lot of unknowns, and like also if we're even slightly suspected, they just change the route and the information we get is no good. So we've got a backup plan of if stuff starts looking like it's going to heck in a handbasket, there's some explosives that we might just be able to set off.
You can just do that.
Yeah, which is fun. I love that.
Have a nice
Let's
little
see.
fireworks show.
After the dinner was over and we sort of got this rundown, our group has agreed to go in. We're not sure if we're going to bring Dorian Gray or Ellie or any of this other stuff. Ellie is a non-psychic individual who has hollow emitter things that basically allow her to disguise herself as anybody else, roughly. So that could be useful. We had an after-dinner conversation with Devas, who is the creepy monk that Philip mentioned. And he now knows that we know about the shibboleth and that we're fighting with them. And he's like, well, I think they're really neat. And they tell me all of this cool stuff that helps the acolytes succeed. And we're like, yeah, they're playing you. And he didn't really like that. And Nona asked him right before he left and the conversation ended if Devas would kill the Phoenix Pham if ordered to by the shibboleth, and did not care for his answer.
Which was basically a non-answer.
I don't take orders, but
I hold them in high respect.
That's right. So then after that, we went and talked to Dorian Gray and let her in on the fact that the acolytes of the end worship the shibboleth, which for some reason Dorian Gray did not know. So good job on that one, Super Spy.
She can't know everything.
Yes, she can and she should.
She acted like she knew everything that first time you met her.
And
That
it
is fair.
gave me an impression.
She was going for that impression.
Great. Well, then do your damn homework.
No, she's not doing the homework anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
The veil is fallen. Like, it's clear you know exactly what they're
up
about.
here.
And so like, she's not going to try anymore.
That's right. Okay, so we had a conversation, shared that information, asked if she would be willing to come on the mission with us because we think something weird is going to go down. She hasn't read the comics about the Travelers yet, but is intending to. And we, before that meeting ended with Alex saying he had a cool idea of something we could do with Tara.
And so that is where we get brought to. You're, as a reminder, you guys are out on like the docks area outside of this hovel. It is just the four of you right now.
Oh, did we let Dorian Gray leave?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay,
that was
cool.
the
She finger gunned out.
That's
Yeah,
right.
she
But then
did
we all
finger gun
finger
out.
gunned out, so I didn't know if we were reversing that. But okay, just the Phoenix family.
You can't finger gun a finger gun and make them come back.
No, you got a lasso.
You got a
That's called
lasso,
a wall.
exactly. That's how you cancel out the finger guns. And so that leaves the four of you
Having a
guys.
great time.
She's right.
Okay.
We're running on fumes, and it's already just the start of the episode.
Tune in, folks.
Strap it.
And so Alex said to Nona, "Hey, I want to talk about Tara." And Nona's always ready to talk about
What?
Tara. And so let's hop into that conversation.
Okay. So I am working under the assumption that this mission is compromised. That, we said we were going to, whatever we tell Davos that we are going to do for this mission will get reported to the beasts,
Sure.
the shibboleth. So ultimately, our best bet is to not do what we said we were going to do in front of Davos, and to instead do something else. And we can be like, okay, yeah, we're going to take this maintenance angle, expect a call, and then we go over and we try to sneak in. Or we see if we can get Tara and if she can make the jump directly into the network and grab those photos for us.
Oh,
Yeah, and then I don't know if we could maybe try to reel her back, or do something like that. I know they mentioned that communication satellite. which is not great, but I'm hoping does not work on the closed network that all of the actual data would be in, that it's specifically just like a comms channel.
Yes. Maybe. Well, if we control her core, she can't actually escape, but I do not know what she would be able to do when given access to those systems. I also don't know if she would be willing to help us or if we could trust her.
Well, what I'm wondering is how much trust do we have to have in her? What can we piggyback off of? Like, we know that she is able to make these jumps between systems without a
connection
that are otherwise not connected.
Yes.
Can you follow her, or can we kind of track her and, have her go in the system, use her as a connecting point into that closed network?
Not certain. It could be possible. We would need to go back to the ship and get her, which we would have to either do the checkpoints again or find some way around that.
It also gives her access to military level data.
That's right.
I don't know what's there, but I don't know. She finds some launch codes or something like that, and then boop goes Orisiame.
It's just, that's very fair. I think in my head, the information that they keep in this random outpost is really at a minimum. It's like who's supposed to be on duty that day, the plans for the route, if the route is actually coming through this outpost. Yeah, it's not a research facility, right? Not to our knowledge. It's just a place that guards are stationed in case they need to be mobilized.
I think that's right.
Yeah, just some outpost. I mean, that would definitely be a way to juke Devas in all of this. I mean, the first question would just be if we were going to do that, how to go get her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a short boat ride.
Yeah.
So he's not around.
No, they're predisposed.
They can also only teleport so far.
Yeah. Also,
They're not planet-wide.
So far.
yeah. Dorian Gray might have some form of faster transportation. I'm not sure.
They might have an
Something we
escape
could ask.
plan.
They have a remote controlled jet ski. Not that that would help. I just am pointing out that that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's neat.
It's neat. And maybe there's other things.
How long would it take if we could somehow get a boat there and back and there were no issues?
It took you about a day to get from the Calvin estate where the Phoenix is to this location. And additionally, you would probably go through a checkpoint again of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
If we did a smaller group, similar to what we did the first time we were on this planet, I hate these checkpoints. We could send somebody back, one person with Claire, do the don't notice us thing, get back.
Gotta be careful of it.
Do I
We
know?
have to be
Oh, yeah.
careful of inquisitors.
I
Yeah,
know.
if we can.
Yeah.
Where is Captain Dusty Smokey? Is he close? He would have.
I'm
Is he heading it back?
assuming
Did we know?
Assuming in the cracks in the walls, he's somewhere.
Because if he's closer to the Calvin estate, we say, go get this.
No.
Smuggle it to
What's the worst that could happen?
Do your
This is
job,
if this-
smuggler.
where I
Crackhead
draw
smuggler
this
takes
line,
her.
I do not. If we are removing Tara from the ship, I will be with her core at all times.
Terra is turned off, right? Like, she is inert. We're
Theoretically,
Assuming she's not connected to anything, yes.
yeah. I mean, she's not currently connected to anything that I'm aware of. We're talking one flipped switch, one something out of place, and then
This is how
Ariana is out of
Captain
the box.
Dusty Smokey becomes ruler of the world.
No, this is how Captain Dusty Smokey thinks he's about to become ruler of the world and then dies a horrible death,
Yeah,
ushering
that's-
in the apocalypse.
Yes, absolutely. There you go.
Yeah. It's an interesting idea, Alex. I don't know how feasible it's gonna be though to get her here by tomorrow morning,
Yeah.
one way or the other.
That's fair. But in general, Nona, you were not so unopposed to the idea if you were able to keep the core on you the whole time.
I think so. I don't know. I don't know what she can do. It's a cool thought about her being able to use those powers for us, and she has offered to in the past in exchange for things. She didn't specify what, but I'm assuming it would be something that would allow her to escape. But I trust you all, and I think if we as a group determine it's worth the risk, yeah, we could do that.
Just wave down Dorian Gray again, like, hey, do you have any more like Batman-y gadgets? Does your jet ski go like at supersonic speeds?
You guys all kind of like line up outside her door
Door
again.
into the head
He's like,
thing again.
checking. You asked me just a
quick
second
question,
ago
just
to
one quick
read
question.
through the
Really, really
comics
quick.
and
Quick
like,
question,
okay,
yeah.
what is up?
So quick.
Uh-huh.
Can you teleport?
No.
Okay. Can you move really fast?
I work out.
Sick.
Why?
It focuses the mind.
Okay.
Anyway, Alex, you shook your head at that.
It does, like, the reading focuses mine. Like, I don't understand. Like, movement really makes me lose focus more than anything. But what about your jet ski? Is that like around?
They go really bad.
Yeah,
Can it go really fast?
I took it here. That's how I got here.
Gotcha. Well, no, I don't think that it all works. It does. It all quite works out in my way.
Works out, which is fine.
Do you guys need to go somewhere?
We were
wow.
considering getting something that we left on the ship, but I think it's better to not.
That's like it's like a day's trip. You have to go through a checkpoint.
like
What's
2
on your
days trip
ship
with
that's
two
that
checkpoints.
important?
Some computer equipment that is powerful enough that perhaps we could access the computers in the Children of the Silence base remotely.
We just forgot it.
You'd be flying over within your ship.
I was thinking park kind of like far away, but yeah.
I think the intention was to travel. I mean, flying there, they would definitely, see. And I believe that they'd have to have some form of anti-air.
That's fair. I'm very good at driving.
It's your ship, and like it. Honestly, whatever happens to you guys, it's I like to keep you around if possible, but if you have a death wish, that's fine.
Okay.
They do not have a death wish.
We weren't like trying
I
to.
have a life wish.
I'm just saying,
You're
like,
Flying
with
the
the
ship
death wish.
wasn't something that we put on the table.
No, that's fair.
I was
Yeah,
mostly
that's-
just like I was trying to figure out how you were going to get this equipment here.
Yeah, us
That's
too.
what
That's
we're
why
doing.
we came in to
Questions,
ask.
too.
you.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
You seem like someone with resources and cool gadgets, and so we thought we'd ask.
I could send someone to pick it up for you.
We still
No.
end up a day away, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd still be a day of travel. No, I don't think.
I mean,
All right.
I have ships all around.
They're gonna die.
Like you give me the
The
launch
more
codes, we could have
NPCs are
them
gonna-
fly close-ish to here, and you get that stuff to you.
Nona's very protective of the ship.
I'm very protective of the ship.
Yeah. All right. Sounds like that might not fly
Yeah.
with us, unfortunately, but thank you for offering.
No worries.
Yeah.
Can't believe we forgot it.
Seems really important.
It's not gonna fit in a barrel. It's big.
We left it right next to the mini nuke.
That's right.
Oh, all right. Well.
That was a joke.
Oh, it was
Yeah, the mini nuke's on a space station.
That's right.
Oh, you guys live interesting lives.
It's not
She goes
fun.
back to her comics.
How far is she? Can we tell?
She just started. You see that she has she sat down, she got nice and comfortable. She started reading.
She's on the
and then you
Stanley
got-
forward. Of
Yeah.
Excelsior.
Excelsior.
Greetings, true believer.
Oh, no, I'm sad.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Did you guys finger gun away?
Yeah.
Just one, because we got them all out before.
Excellent. Awesome.
We need
wanna
to conserve ammunition.
We don't want to scare her.
Anyway, let's keep this going.
Okay.
What's
I
the
don't think
plan,
this
guys?
is quite a. I don't
That's
think
fun.
this is quite
That's
a plan.
Yeah. All right. Those
I personally,
possible
I
ace,
think
but-
we stick with the plan as sort of originally planned out. I don't love it, but I also don't think two things. One, Devas seems to want the acolytes of the end to succeed. I don't believe he would necessarily do something to give the children of the silence an edge. The shibboleth may know what we're about to do, but they might know that anyway. They seem to pop into our heads whenever they feel like it. And also, they did say they were sort of done with whatever they needed to do on this planet and intending to leave.
Yeah, I want to make clear that my worry isn't really about the mission. I think that the shibboleths are happy to give us this map. I think that the shibboleths want us to die. And that's where our interests no longer intersect. They want us dead. I'd like to stay alive. And I'd like these plans, but they're happy to give us the plans. Like that's fine with them.
Gotcha. I sort of feel like if they really wanted us dead, we would be dead already.
No.
Or they would have had more attempts on our lives, but then just the one.
Which one?
I mean, there was
The one where they
They
the
tried to
slicey,
get Dorian Gray, and we were sort of also there.
slicey cutty.
I mean, I guess you sort of missed the dream fight, but that felt potentially dangerous.
That felt very targeted, yeah.
I don't.
Did it?
I don't remember it. I was sleeping. But the other time we ran into them and we got into some kind of fight, we instigated.
We started it. We most certainly did.
I mean, I stand by that. We definitely want like injured time to take it out because what the
Now they can teleport.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, look, we're still going to do this plan. Seems like there's a good enough chance that we get through it, and whatever their machinations are, maybe they're fine with us getting this info anyway. Fine. We should obviously be watching our backs. Maybe come up with a couple extra exit strategies in case things go bad. But at least to start with, I think we're heading in the way that we planned originally. So like, I can for sure set some things up if we want to hop out the back, like get up the caldera.
I'm just remembering back now to our discussion in the mall about the stairs. It took a while to figure that out.
Stairs. No, well, I got this grappling hook, which I've been waiting to use.
God.
And it could just come in handy.
And we have jetpacks.
And we have jetpacks.
Oh yeah, you do. All right. What's going on? What are we doing?
I think we're sticking with this plan.
So the plan is you are going to be dressed up as silence operatives. You're going to have the fake credentials. There was some mention about pretending to be a maintenance crew or pretending to like go in and be there to like purely as like a layover kind of deal to grab some food and some rest before you go on your way to somewhere else.
Yeah. We'd need a reason to go in and have access to that closed network, or at least like areas where they would have the route information available.
Yeah.
So I feel like maintenance is good. Network technician.
Yes, I was going to say I could be a network technician person, and we could potentially knock out something of theirs, and I could be there under the guise of fixing it.
Yeah, let's go there, do that, kind of keep it simple. Hopefully, assuming that, ISIS and co can get those credentials for us tonight. And then that gives us a good reason to be where we want to be.
That's good. So Micah, Claire, and I are gods that are here to make sure that Nona doesn't get up to any funny business, or just kind of gods on the ship that we take in.
I could be a civilian that needed escorting, or like maybe don't have clearance for certain things or something, and Claire could be being trained by me.
Okay. Yeah, this plan definitely wants a smaller group for it to kind of be plausible, but that works. Claire can be like a trainee and we could be escorting you.
Yeah. And it makes sense. I mean, if there is a bigger mission that will be coming through, we're there to make sure everything is secure. I don't think we have to explicitly say that, or that we should like explicitly just give out the reason, because it's not like a well-publicized mission. I think that's fine as a cover story. Keep things vague, keep things official, keep things professional, and then we leave.
Are we doing maintenance or like an inspection? Because maintenance implies something needs to be broken. Or I guess that would be fixing.
Yeah, I think maintenance
checkup.
maintenance in general is just like, it can be, the inspection is still part of maintenance,
We're
just making sure
upgrading.
everything's okay.
To Windows 12.
Yes.
No.
Hold on to your butts.
No.
Windows 3069.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, something like that. Just make sure everything's all good.
All right. So you're going to go in as like network specialists
Yes.
and
They're
under
guards.
The guise of, we're just doing a quick routine inspection, maybe some maintenance, some
Security
upgrades,
upgrade.
security upgrades and updates, because they're remote. They can't do over the air upgrades. They got to
That's
have
right.
local upgrades. There you go. And so you communicate this with ISIS, and she makes the relevant plans and coordinates with the relevant people. And
If
she
we
says,
can-
yeah, that's something we should be able to spoof.
If we can swing it at all, again, I would like to bring Dorian Gray with, as they cannot die. That just seems useful to have around if things go wrong. I do not particularly desire to bring Ellie with.
Yeah, if we're going to have a fifth person, I definitely prefer it to be Dorian Gray. But I do feel like, yeah, we want to be careful about adding anybody.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just having too big a posse draws a lot of attention.
4 is also a large number.
4 is already getting kind of up there.
Is Ellie a good driver? Because I feel like that's the fifth position. 2 guards, 2 technicians, a driver to get us in and out.
Yeah, and that's where her not being a psychic could be handy.
That's fair.
If Dorian Gray can handle the jet ski. I don't know how well they could handle the ship there, but that option is available to us.
Maybe she could be our backup escape route with the jet ski.
Everybody
tube
pile on.
the back.
All right. I'm gonna start focusing us. So
Yep.
we going in one. Are you all going together, or are you having Dorian Gray act as backup?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Or
Like, are you? There's like a boat that is going to be carrying you that looks official. Is Dorian Gray going to be a part of that official thing, or is she going to be going off separately and providing?
I think we want
support?
off separately providing
Okay.
support. That was my understanding.
Okay, so Ellie
Yes.
driving.
Okay.
Yeah, so just
So
5 of
Ellie
us
is
on
coming.
that.
Is
Ellie
Ellie,
is
is
apparently
Ellie coming or no?
Yes.
Because we can say no if that's fine. Like, just because I
Thanks,
said it
but
doesn't
no
mean that it's
thanks.
happening.
Yeah. No, I
You're-
mean, the trade-off, the question is, do we expect to get scanned or not? If we expect to get scanned, then we should bring Ellie with. If we don't expect to get scanned, then we don't bring Ellie with, and we get rid of the possibility of her stabbing us.
Alex is pretty convinced that if there's going to be scanning, it'll probably be of the boat like arriving. But he knows that that's just an assumption he's making. So if we don't want to bring Ellie, let's not bring Ellie. But if we do, then like we should.
Let's bring Ellie
For sure. Let's
Sure.
yeah,
Fine.
let's do it. Let's
Done.
go for it. Let's bring her.
Nice.
That's not true.
She's got a cool,
Claire,
like little
You have
Yeah.
someone.
mohawk.
We've
thing.
talked about standards. No, she does have a cool look. I'll give you that.
Okay,
The looks aren't everything.
she seems nice. She helped you out with the going into the thing to rescue
yes.
the people, right?
Our main concern is
thing
now
with the
that
people?
she's on Davis's crew, and he knows that we're against his literal gods.
Yeah, that's
Fair-
really the thing.
fair
It's just, yeah, it says something about character if she's hanging with that crew, but she's not nasty. You're right.
Okay, cool. Go team, break.
All right.
Let's go do the thing.
So you are going to head in as a network crew with Ellie driving.
That's right.
Okay. I'm going to write this down just so I know everything. And with Dorian Gray acting as some kind of backup if necessary.
That's right.
Is she just going to be hanging back until you call her in? Or is she going to camp up around like the caldera? Is she going to go in with you guys?
Not coming in.
Okay.
Definitely staying on the outside. Probably within easy distance of calling. Ideally with, I guess, a second boat that could get us out of there, or
let's say running support, second boat, or small craft that just as small as could fit all of us for a quick getaway.
do we have these things?
Yeah, depending on
Alright.
how much of a trek it is, or
God, I
how
love being
feasible it
friends with
is.
that man.
Maybe have eyes on us from the caldera, something like that.
Okay.
And Captain Dusty Smoky comes.
No.
And he brings the party.
Because you always need to bring along a wild card.
He cracks safes.
We go to enter in the base. All of the explosions go off. Oh boy! God damn it!
I want him in the vents. I want him crawling around in the vents.
just guys.
Just to be
Back and
doing
forth.
it.
You just hear skitter, 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 skitter.
I'm stuck.
And then he sniffs a line. No, I'm good.
Amazing. Flawless plan. Let's go.
All right.
Smash cut too.
So you go to sleep. You get a nice night's rest, and you prepare the next day. You coordinate with ISIS on the few things that you will need, the extra boats that you'll need. Dorian Gray doesn't need any form of identification, but each of you guys, the four of you, as well as Ellie, all are given some form of identification. It turns to, when do you want this to generally occur? They were planning for today. They were planning for nightfall because,
I think that's fine.
a little bit more obscured if a escape does need to be made.
Yeah, it's fine.
So you guys are going in at nightfall after a day. I'm going to write that down.
Now you suggested this, Jeff. So if it bites us in the butt, we're going to blame you.
You didn't say anything about it.
That's right.
No, we told you we're going to blame you.
I said exactly
did
one
say
thing.
something.
Turns out you
about
can
it.
blame me for a lot of things because I make the universe.
That's right.
Anyway, so you guys drive up and you're given a quick lowdown of the situation. Like these are all of your names. Here's how long your various things. Here's your commanding officer. Here's the place that you come out from, and basically go over the cover stories. The day turns into the evening. You guys head out. It's not too far away from your current location, about a couple hours boat drive until you get to around duskfall. It's probably like 7-ish or something like that as you arrive. As you pull up, you were taking through very winding rivers and different tributaries until you eventually find yourself to a fairly large mountain with the top of it collapsed in on itself, creating this caldera. You see that as you look up at this caldera, there is kind of carved into the stone a hatchback set of stairs that lead up to the entrance. And as you approach to the base of these stairs, you see a dock where you see a little security post and a few other boats that actually, as you look around, there is a cave that is kind of carved out into the side of this cliff face that seems to house quite an array of ships. You see a fairly large looking one, some transport looking ones, and a few more, attack boat almost looking ones that chased you as you drove through the checkpoint. And you find your way up to the dock where they give you a hail and pull you over to the side. And Ellie starts to talk and says, I'll talk to them and give them the papers, but you guys are good to head up.
Great.
Cool.
All right.
Stairs.
And I'll be with the boat and make sure everything's good here.
Sounds good.
All right. And so as you guys hand over your documentation, you make your way up the hatchback. A younger silence operative, seems to be one of the lower ranks, probably a private of some kind, goes up to you and says, Evening, folks. Let me get you settled. Are you going to be staying for the night? Do you need a meal or anything like that? I know it's a little bit of a trek from where you guys came from.
I don't think we need to eat, but it depends on how long the upgrade takes. We might need a place to sleep. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Do you have any travel?
Yeah, we've
rations?
got some barracks. The mess hall is still serving dinner, and yeah, let me just show you around. And he waves and said, "Yeah, so the barracks are over here," and he gestures towards an array of very similar looking buildings, where the same ones that you saw on the overhead shot. You see some folks milling about. It is definitely still a military base, but there are some folks kind of relaxing a little bit. You see there's one particular barrack that seems to have some kind of commotion happening within it. And he says, over there is the barracks, the ones that the visitors' cots are in, is that one over there. And it is the one that's like,
Of course.
got a group of people
When
doing
you say
stuff
like
in.
commotion, are we talking arguing? Are we talking partying?
Partying.
Okay.
And the mess hall, and he points down the other road, is over down that way, still serving dinner. We can get you guys settled in, and I can alert the commander that you're here.
I
Sure.
don't. Okay.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah, I think we have a couple of bases that we're supposed to hit up over the next few days. So the sooner we can get to work, the better. But
Yeah. I mean, if we can get, assuming you all have been sticking with, your periodic upgrades and all of that stuff, this really shouldn't take all that long.
Oh, yeah, but certainly Commander Pallister will want to know, though, and is very particular about how things are run on this
Sure.
base.
But I don't think we have to stop and like get dinner and meet everybody. And,
No. That's very fair.
can we send like you three over to get the job started, and I can go run to the mess hall and we can eat while we work? Is that an option?
And you can see he's a little worried at that. I'm going to level with you guys. Commander Pallister is very strict. If he doesn't know something that's happening on the base and then learns of it after the fact, heads roll. I'm sorry, I kind of need to, confirm with him the fact that this is happening and make sure that it is, good for him at this particular point in time. He's a stickler for these kinds of things. I'm happy for you guys to come along with, but I can't have you actually start on your job until he is aware of it and confirms that.
Okay.
Oh.
Should we go with?
Honestly, I'm fine.
Okay.
And you can see he gets like visibly a little bit more nervous at that and says, I just suppose just straight to the command quarters then, huh? Anyway, yeah. All right, let's go.
What the fuck's going on?
And Micah's trying to like say as little as possible, like really do like the getting in the ninth kind of just like absolutely like slightly intimidating bodyguard, but like doesn't want to do anything to get noticed by this group. And also has been informed she's not the best at subtlety. I don't know why. So just trying to keep it locked up.
Honestly, you just need to turn your middle name into subtlety, and that really opens a lot of doors.
It does.
And so you guys are taken farther into the base towards this structure that seems to, at the very least, be the only one that is raised up at least more than one story. It's the same one that you saw on the overhead shot, and once again has some fences around it very
This
clearly.
is the building we are trying to get to,
Yes.
right? Okay.
And that is the one that this private is leading you all towards.
Okay.
As you pass, you pass an armory. You see it's a dome building with a makeshift fence attached to it. Inside the fence are a few military grade vehicles, grav cars, and cycles. Munitions are stacked in the fence, waiting to be loaded into the armory itself. You see that the munitions have a caution flammable sign because munitions are flammable. And additionally, as you are making your way towards this larger tower, you also pass a squat, well-fortified building. And you hear a pair of guards chatting inside. The door is open. It's a fairly open, planned building. And you hear some conversations. Can I have you make a wisdom notice check for me, please?
9.
Okay.
A lot. 14.
Okay. Micah, you only hear a bit of this. You hear just kind of, they seem to be shooting the shit, but you do hear a couple of words that kind of raise your hackles a little bit. You hear Kinney, which is a derogatory term for telekinetic. Other day, locked up. Alex, you get a little bit more. The conversation seems to be, oh, there was a silence operative that seems to have shown off some psionic abilities. He's holding in the brig right now. Name is Idi Mugabe. Seems to be a telekinetic of some kind. Started to try and start a fire on the base, or allegedly tried to start a fire on the base. And Inquisitors are coming to check him out.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And so that is heard as you guys are continuing to make your way towards this building. As you get closer, you notice that there are a couple of guards standing on either side of the entrance, and also a few other guards who man the fence itself into this little protected area. The private explains the situation to the guards, who will then talks to a radio, and you guys are left alone for a few minutes as the private kind of like twiddles his fingers for a little bit.
You guys been having trouble with psychics recently?
Oh, yeah, there was an incident. One of the munitions boxes caught fire the other day. We thought we got the guy, but you're never too sure with those Kinneys. They can be anywhere.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, stay on it.
We'll do. Clearly just kind of like sitting as he rocks back and forth, a nervous energy there. After a few minutes, you see an officer in not like full regalia, but definitely clearly like some form of dress uniform comes out. And as he steps forward, you see all of the guards stand at attention. The door has not opened to you. And you see that by the amount of medals that he has, this is not a commander level military person. This is more of a sergeant, still an officer, but not Commander Pallister. In fact, you see on his name tag is Bowers, and you hear him say, "I wasn't informed of any form of maintenance activity. What's going on here?"
Well, you see, in the most recent version of the software that I have on record that you all have been using, there's actually a small security hole. So we are doing a security patch upgrade for all of you. It shouldn't really disrupt anything, and I can run most of it without even you noticing.
I'm sure that's the case, but we have methods. We have where's the papers? And he actually directs this to the private and says, "Oh, here it is." And he starts reading through and says,
"Sir, this outpost was marked as of immediate strategic importance for an upcoming mission."
So it's because it is?
Yes, sir. That's why we're here, and why some of the paperwork might have, or some of the processes might have gotten dropped. But I'm sure that everything will come through.
And you guys are stationed out of Sigma Bravo?
Yes, sir.
And as he starts to page through, so a lot of tech folks there. The commander's not going to be happy about this. You all right if one of you comes with me and I go through this documentation with you guys? It's needs to be up to date. And he looks over all of you and actually is a little looks at Claire and says, "Aren't you a little young to be a soldier?"
In training. She's a prodigy.
Not a soldier. She's a technician.
"I'm real good with the computers, sir."
And not so. She's real good with the computer, sir.
All right.
Well, you got this. And Alex will look at Micah. Let's stay. You're fine watching them work.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right. And the sergeant takes you aside and says, "Private, Pallister's having not a great day. Try and
Sorry, Alex should be the one who's going. That was more like Micah's going to stay with Nona and watch them.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, this is a terrible idea. But
no, Micah, you're good to watch them. Watch the text work.
He's turning to the private and is like, "Look, the commander's, he's been getting some not so great news on various fronts. We're going to heighten security here. You might want to try and be careful about how you introduce this information." And he gives him a slap on the back and he's like, "At ease, soldier." And he's like, "All right, you, let's go over the documentation."
People hit people.
I told you,
No,
it's
again,
normal.
Alex is the one
Or-
going over the
Alex
documentation.
Alex is going over the documentation. Micah's
right.
going to stay with.
Alex's
No,
question
no,
was, Micah, can you watch the technicians?
Yeah, it was a little
of
unclear,
the
but that's where we
thing.
stand. It makes much more sense for
The
Alex
one
to
with
be
the
the one
administer
talking and
skill
administrating.
will be doing the paperwork.
And so, yeah, Alex, I'm going to need you to make a administer, because that is a thing I know
Finally.
you have, an administer intelligence check as Claire, Nona, and Micah are taken inside this building. And you're asked to wait in this waiting area for a period of time with your technicians. So you guys are given an opportunity to just hang out. I assume is there anything communicating wise that is happening right now?
I think as far as we're probably not having Claire use telepathy. We're trying to
most definitely.
keep everything quiet on that
Everything,
front.
yeah, I assumed everything was going to be radio silent when it came to psionic abilities.
If there's no conversations people want to have, the private is still with us, or are we by ourselves?
The private has gone to get Commander Pallister.
Okay. What can I start on without it being super obvious? Like, I have my own computer with me. Is there anything, can I do any scans or anything like that without hooking directly into their systems and being like, I started the work before I was supposed to start the work, or whatever else?
We don't normally do hacking too much, but it generally requires you to have some form of access point unless you have a specific tool. Do you have that tool?
No, I have
a black slab.
I have a black slab. I don't think I actually, because the black slab is noticeably different from.
It's just a normal data slab, but it has some
stickers on it
that says super illegal.
I'm a super hack.
Yeah.
It from the outside, it's not immediately apparent that it has.
In that case, then yes, I will have
it.
the black slab with me.
Okay.
Yeah, and while Nona's potentially looking at these kind of access points, I'm just going to try and share some significant eye contact with Claire about this whole fucking situation. Just I'm not doing good, dude. Gotta keep it together for the mission.
Okay.
Yeah, they're holding some guy in their brig, apparently.
Yeah, I also saw they had a bike. I need another one.
Oh, what?
A bike. I need a second one.
That's not even going to fit on the boat.
Well,
I guess it's a grab cycle, actually.
That's right. That's what I was thinking, driving it over the water. Right?
That would be kind of cool.
Just keep that in mind for later.
But we're trying to get in and out quietly.
That's right. But you know how these things go.
Not quietly?
Usually. We're going to try our best. We're trying our best. Yeah. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do scan of the system, not mess with anything. Is the Wi-Fi protected? How actually good are
What's
they
the
at
password?
computer security?
Mm-hmm.
What are the vibes going on here? Are they still on Windows 7?
Mm-hmm. Very fair. Alex, what was that roll that you got?
a 6.
Nice.
And the sergeant next to you is, oh, no, we don't use this call sign. And is correcting you on some of the things here and there and says, how long have you been doing this?
Not with this outpost very often, sir.
No, I'm aware. But how long have you been doing this administrative work?
Oh, in general, it's been 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd you sign up?
Keep our planet safe.
Mm-hmm. Can you make a wisdom nose check for me, please?
Sure. Oh, 3 1s.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's
Just when we need it. We're fine.
For a total of 4.
Amazing.
Okay. This man has an almost unreadable face. You're not entirely sure what he's thinking, but he's clearly a man of very specific details and says, so you said you all were from Delta Bravo, right?
Sigma Bravo, sir.
Ah, yes, of course.
Let's go. Yes. I knew you were going to do that.
And this report came in today in when did this hotfix come in?
I'm sorry, sir. That's really a question for the technicians. We've been asked to hit up a few outposts to address some security concerns in regards to an upcoming mission.
Right. Okay. As he looks over the documentation. Interesting. All right. Well, we haven't had a lot of these surprise, upgrades in the past. The security flaw that bad? Has it been exploited in other places?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't have all of those details, but...
So I should probably talk to one of your technicians then.
I think so, if that's... they'll have more information on the exact details of the patch itself. I'm really just here to make sure that they do the job that they were assigned.
Very fair. All right. This all seems to be in order. As he kind of like waves at the papers and says, "We'll circle back with you, the rest of your group." Yeah, haven't eaten the entire day. You want to come with me? We'll meet them back in the mess hall.
Are they headed towards the mess hall, sir? I'm really supposed to stay with the technicians as much as possible.
All right, let's go. And he comes up and starts to walk you back towards the large building. Meanwhile, the private returns and says, "You guys are good to start. Commander Pallister might stop by and ask you a few questions." Very eagle-eyed, that one. "But I have been given leave to allow you guys to get to your work. I'll just be right outside if you need anything or to be escorted anywhere."
Sounds good.
All right. And so you guys are led into a server room. It's not a major data farm. It's a couple of servers, but clearly enough to have some decent amount of information on it. And they give you some passwords here and there in order to access this particular system. And says,
"Okay.
And you, how long do you think that this particular thing will take?"
Oh, not long at all.
All right. Awesome. All right. Well, I'll be right outside.
Sounds great.
And they leave you inside the room. Can you make a wisdom notice check for me? Intelligence notice check for me, please.
Sure. 10.
Fairly standard, high security server room. You see that there's a lot of like redundant things here and there. If one was destroyed, it'd be easier to back these things up.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple redundant power supplies. You notice that there's quite a bit of an encryption on these systems, such that even if you took these drives, it would be very difficult to unencrypt. And so giving access to the system allows you to query some of this information pretty easily. You do, however, notice within this room itself as well that there are cameras. In fact, there's one basically in every corner looking at all sides of this. There's basically no blind spots within this particular room, but you are given free reign of the data center.
Sounds good. A couple of different things. If there's cameras pointed at me, I would like to appear to be doing the thing that I am supposed to be doing as much as possible, obviously.
Yep.
If there is a way to sort of like have a big window that's like running I look like I'm updating a thing, and then over on the side have a little sliver that's like, and also sending this query in. Something like that.
Yeah. Can you make an intelligence perform check for me, please?
Fair enough.
Because no, I'll give you a program.
Okay.
But it's going to be a little bit harder than it normally would be because you're trying to kind of like multitask. But you're also a robot, so it should be pretty easy. I don't know.
This is not a hacking-based skill check, is it?
Not right now, no.
Cool. That is what you said, intelligence perform or program?
One of the two.
Okay.
I know. If you do the program one, I'm going to bump the...
Harder.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. I can do math. 11.
Okay. Yeah. You're able to pretty deftly do this. You're not entirely sure outwardly what that looks like to someone taking a look at it. You feel like it would require someone of pretty like high understanding of like technical skills to decipher maybe some of the things that you're doing. But you have access to the system.
Cool.
You have access to a myriad of files, most of which seem to be a lot of update reports around the surrounding area and things like that. What are you going to do with this data?
Yeah, so we are, first of all, I would like to gather as part of our escape plan general information on the systems. I do want to know which version of Windows they're running, when the last update was, et cetera, and so forth. Just very general right click about this computer level stuff. And I don't think I need to bother hiding that, because that is something I would be looking at for this job. But then I'm also going to use query data, which is a level 1 routine I have. Commit processing for the scene as a main action. Ask one question about a database you have access to and get a reply as if you had virtually unlimited time to search and examine the database's contents.
Yep.
I'm going to use that to get the information relevant to our mission, namely the route that they are intending to take Von McRaven on. Personnel, things like that.
Yep. Just do this real quick.
Sure.
And while Nona's doing that, Mike is just going to try and help a little bit by, as nonchalantly as possible, trying to like stand in a position that blocks one of the cameras that would be pointing toward the screen, if that's at all possible. If I can kind of eyeball without it being obvious that's kind of where I'm standing.
Absolutely. Nona, as you're accessing this database and you're searching for the information on this particular route, you notice that this is, a server that has a lot of information on it. It seems like this specific mission data is not stored remotely. It's stored locally.
Okay.
You see that it is on Commander Pallister's local computer.
Okay.
So it gives you the direction of it, but you don't actually have this. You have
so we know
location.
where it is, but we don't.
Exactly.
Okay, that's fine. Sounds good.
However, you do obtain a personnel listing.
Cool.
As a quick look of that personnel listing, you see that they're intending to take, I think I already told you the number of ships. There was one large transport ship.
Two
and
attack
ships. The total number of folks that are going to be on there is 5 on each of the smaller boats, and you see a total of 12 on the larger boat, all in plain clothes. You also notice that you have ranks being given. There's kind of like 3 distinct categories of silence operatives. There's standard, kind of grunts. There are prime operatives. These tend to be more specialized, and leadership, just generally hit harder, whatnot.
I made their stats better for all you folks at home.
Yeah, like you do. And I will give you the breakdown of these things now.
Cool.
You have like the results of everyone's physicals.
This guy's the strongest. He could bench like a lot.
Like a whole other person.
This one broke their ankle once. We can target that as a weakness.
Oh.
Yes. So you have on each of the smaller ships, you have 4 regular operatives and 1 prime operative for a total of 8 standard to 2 prime. And a similar team. There's basically 4 teams of 5, which is 4 standard, 1 prime. And then additionally, the 2 extras appear to be Inquisitors.
Makes sense.
I will also give you a little bit extra because you're accessing the personnel file. You have the current people staffed on this base. You see an assortment of these people. In fact, you're able to trace that everyone who is going on this ship came from this location in particular. However, the Inquisitors are coming this evening.
Cool.
They are not currently stationed here. In
when
fact, there are no
scheduled to arrive.
There are no. It doesn't seem to be listed
because it is already evening.
It is already evening, so they're coming. It will happen when the drama is most calls for it.
That's how I like to. I power my batteries off of drama. I gotta power my arrivals off of drama as well.
Everybody's watch is useless in this universe. They're like, what do you mean 5 till high drama moment.
It's just the drama masks rotating.
They discharge on event and they recharge on drama. And that's how that works.
Okay.
And just as an extension of that, there are no Inquisitors currently at the base.
Cool. Yep. Inquisitors who are arriving, we know their names.
Yes.
We know their weaknesses.
Cool.
Their likes and dislikes.
Unfortunately, it seems like
How tall they are.
Give me a sec. I
Whether
gotta.
they're the fancy dress clothes kind or the my face is masked kind.
Favorite celebrity?
Inquisitors are dictated by call signs.
Cool.
Give me a
That's
sec.
not all lame.
Oh, stop it.
I'm judging them, not you, Jeff. Keep your shit separate.
There are two coming. It's Parrot and Cockatiel on their way.
That's horrible. That would be like naming somebody Tree and Oak.
There you go.
So there are two Inquisitors. So yeah, one is Wyvern and the other one is Goose.
Yes.
All right.
I want to meet Goose. I don't, but I kind of do.
My favorite connections topic.
I'm going to pull out my phone and text some of this information to the group, maybe. No, we'll leave it for now. It'll stay in my head.
Yeah. So you guys are currently in the data center. You do
Right.
not have
The route.
the route, but you do have the personnel.
And I know that the route is on this person's
Commander
personal
Pallister's
computer.
personal computer. Yeah. Data slab.
And the commander wanted to meet with us before we leave, but he's not happy about it. Is that correct?
That seemed to be what the private was indicating. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I do all of the like information checking on all of these things until I'm at the point where I am confident that I have a good grasp of the basic system, what they're running with.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say, okay, it looks like we're done with these computers, but there might be some additional computers elsewhere that also need upgrading.
Are you saying that the private's not currently in there?
I know.
Oh, you're saying
I'm
just,
saying, like, I don't know
yes.
if these cameras have sound. We're saying in character the
Yes.
entire time.
Very
People
fair.
can read lips. People can
But
whatever.
Like, Nona's like,
That's right.
Yeah. I see. I guess we should tell the private.
I think that's right. I will go outside of the room where the private is, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He is hanging outside of the data center right now.
Okay, I'm done with these computers. Where are the others?
I'm sorry, the others?
There are other computers on the base, are there not?
Oh, there are. Does the server not do that by itself?
Not everything, as far as I can tell. You don't happen to be storing any sensitive information on things not connected to the system, do you? Because if they are running the old stuff, you are having a security risk.
I don't know. I could get an officer and try and track that down.
Yeah, I mean, we were going to go talk to the commander anyway.
Oh, yeah. He's currently in a meeting
Okay.
right now, discussing some important logistical information. And he takes a look down at his watch. They should be done in 15, 30 minutes.
He doesn't have a computer, does he?
He does.
Oh. Does he keep stuff pertaining to the base and any missions you may or may not have on it?
I wouldn't know. You would have to ask the commander himself.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. Fine. Where should we meet with him? His office? What are we doing?
Yeah, I suppose we could wait outside for that. Yes. Okay. All right, let's go. And you can see the private has gotten more and more like, I don't want to interact with this individual again.
No, I get that.
You're taking up the stairs until the top floor, and the room that you find yourselves in, this lobby area, is quite nicely furnished comparatively to everything else. That was very Spartan, very sleek, very just get the job done, function over form. This is adding a little bit of flower. You even see that there are some wooden tables and chairs kind of surrounding this particular area. As you are well aware, Orisiame and
I'm gonna
Wood.
set those on fire.
Reading my mind.
And in front of you is a big set of wooden doors that leads into a room that above it is Commander Pallister's office. And you see that this private go off and talk with the receptionist who just says, no.
I'm going to walk up right behind, like I am a part of this conversation. I am here now.
And the little private comes up and says, these folks need to see the commander. And the receptionist says, I'm sorry, the commander is currently in a meeting and will likely not be out of it for a little while, and also has a dinner meeting that he is attending directly afterwards. I don't believe you'll be able to see him today.
Oh, that's all right. We don't actually need to see the commander. We just need to upgrade his laptop.
She looks up and says,
Data slab.
I see.
Also, do you have computer hardware that you use for your job? Does it have anything on it particularly pertaining to the base or anything around there?
I have his meeting schedule, but yeah, that meeting schedule, personnel, some other things. Most of it's kept on the remote server, though.
Okay. Is yours connected to the remote server?
Yes.
Okay, then you should be fine.
Okay.
Is the commander's?
No, his is air gapped.
Oh,
There's some sensitive information on that one in particular that sometimes he needs to take with him, and security.
That's very fair.
There's only certain
until we
eyes.
can do the upgrade on it, it very much should not leave here, anywhere, all of that stuff. There is a risk to it.
Oh, understood. I will make sure he's aware of that situation.
Okay.
But if you, I don't believe he'll be able to see you, and will likely be working a little bit into the night.
Working on this laptop.
Yes.
He's going to need it to do work and will be using it.
Yes.
Well, then I'd really, really like to get in there and do that upgrade before he does.
He's doing it right now.
Right now? I thought you said he was in a meeting.
On the laptop. Data slab. I'm sorry. She starts to panic a little bit. Technology is not really my thing.
No. That's understandable. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go so technical jargon on you. He's on a meeting with some people.
Yes, other members of other outposts.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Okay. Oh boy, I hope they're not talking about anything particularly sensitive.
And you see that her face goes white and says, and she looks at the private who does and she says, let me go ask him. She opens up the door and closes it. And there was a back and forth, just a low hum of some clear conversation. And you hear
Thank you.
And you hear the door click open. She says, he'd like to speak with you. And just kind of sits back down at her chair. And she also says, and you too, Private. And he goes, okay. And you all kind of go in together. Meanwhile, Alex is being brought back by the sergeant, and you guys find that there's no one in the data center anymore. And he goes, well, that's strange. I thought they were right here.
I don't know what to tell you, sir. They
All
must
right.
have...
All right. He keeps looking down at his watch. He's like, just, all right.
any chance that the commander... Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Any chance that the commander might have been able to see them?
Seems unlikely, but I gotta go to get food before the mess hall closes. Right through those elevators and up. Good day. And kind of just goes.
You as well, sir.
And I assume...
I start shooting this through.
Plant a couple of bombs.
Everyone.
All right. And so I assume you eventually find your way back.
Do you want to, or do you just want to go on?
Where?
Yeah. So you're currently in the basement.
When I
of this
overheard those two guards talking about the prisoner, they just said brig. They didn't give a idea of where it is, right?
I think
That was on the map.
That was the brig.
That was the brig
Yes.
that they were at.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
Right
Where
next to
is-
the armory.
That's right next to the armory. Okay. Yeah,
These are such
I'm gonna
beautiful
head.
things,
I'm
Jeff.
gonna head towards the commander's office though.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And so you eventually probably find yourselves, after it took them a little while, probably as they're about to get in. And so you're all together as this very stern man is sitting behind this large mahogany desk with the data slab in front of him. And he says, I'm sorry, you have to do what now?
Perform a very minor upgrade. It would take 2 minutes. Honestly, go to the bathroom, come back. I'll be done. I'll be out of your hair, and we will get this security breach fixed for you.
All right, you can do it while I'm right here, as he goes to work on the documents in front of him.
Okay.
And so
I mean, I'm going to turn it towards me so I can type.
he says, I'm sorry, this thing can't really be left out of my sight. Can you just, plug in your USB thingy and make it go or whatever and stuff like that?
I could probably do that. It might take a little bit longer, but yeah, I could do that.
All right. As he continues to work on the document on in front of him.
Okay. I plug in my USB thingy.
What USB thingy?
Well, I'm still wearing a thing on my arm.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
But yeah, the power glove. It's so
Nintendo
bad.
power glove.
Actually, I don't know what the best way to do this would be, but what I would like to do is connect our two computers together, either something on my wrist or me or something. Actually, you know what? I could just probably do it, couldn't I?
What?
If I plug in my USB thing to me,
Just do the commands on the terminal.
can I just...
Oh, I thought you were doing literally like the cyborg, the
Yeah,
pretending
I've
to
got
be
a
the
fake,
cybernetic thing.
I've got a fake cybernetic, but it hooks directly to me. It's
Yeah.
when I directly
Yeah,
like,
and so I
hack it.
figured you'd be able to just lock in directly
Yeah,
and then
would
do
it
the hack.
show things on his screen? Can I make it not?
Just like cook up a little .exe.
No, exactly, like
Copy
hackernet.com.
file from computer to Nona.
I think like something would flash up and then immediately like close or something like that.
I would like to create so many of those.
Okay.
I think the thing to be doing is like a whole bunch of stuff is happening everywhere.
Okay. All right.
Alex is gonna walk up like slightly behind Claire and try to like secretly tap her like kind of on the back of the shoulder and kind of like look and then like look at the laptop and then just kind of like give like a little look, like not saying anything, but last resort.
And she'll just give like a terse nod back. All right, I'm gonna make him do a thing because I don't think you're doing some things. I'm not gonna. You're just doing it. It's not like a good or a bad kind of thing. You're just
That's
doing
right.
it. I
I'm
wanna see
doing
if
things with computers that he doesn't.
He looks up and says, "Hold on.
That was
Like, what
weird.
is that? Like that? The little things and that was not how the updates have gone before.
Oh, yes. You're expecting the loading bar?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is normally when we have time to do a proper full-on update to your system. We go in, we put in that nice GUI in
You
there
know
for
what?
you.
It's
It
fine.
understands you.
Just keep going." As he goes back to
I haven't
his-
gotten to do that in so long. Thank you for this opportunity.
And you wait a little bit and you are connected. You are hacking. Can you please make a hack check for me, please?
I'm so glad you asked. I would like to spend a processing power to automatically succeed at that, assuming this is not an AI.
Social engineering.
It's like, Nona, what are you doing?
And then I grabbed the
I'm
entire
sorry,
laptop and wrote and going, "Sailing!"
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I can't do that, Nona. Yeah. So you succeed, but you
Okay.
do that.
That is
process.
for, and that one unfortunately is for the day.
Yep.
Query data is just for the scene. So I don't know if that's still spent from here to there, but
I'm going to say it is.
sounds fine.
But you are able to like download the entire contents or something like that? Or is
Like
this-
basically I can use it to automatically succeed at any hacking-based skill check not opposed by another AI or directed against AI
Yep.
design security. So basically, what I would like to do, if at all possible, is I would like to have this information, but not download the file. So I want to view it, but have no, like, view it on the computer, but have no
only.
Record. Yeah.
Oh,
of
okay.
Downloading it.
That's like one of the easiest things. Rather than like a complete database acquisition, which would be probably the hardest thing.
That is,
but you automatically
to
succeed. You're just covering your tracks.
Yeah, basically, I'm trying to leave no trace that anything was downloaded from this computer.
Okay.
Like, if somebody who gets in here and knows computers later takes a look at this, I want it to look like, yeah, the commander accessed a bunch of stuff. Nothing was downloaded. Nothing left.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to take the time to learn the route, either via words or via picture or however they convey that information. And then I want to remember it.
You do it.
If you have an automatic full success, would you be able to like cover tracks and also like get all of their data?
That is a question for Jeff.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay, then we can do that.
Yeah, because I think like I don't know if there's any trails of things being downloaded or accessed improperly or something like that.
Okay.
Based off of the rules.
Okay.
So I'm just going to say you get all of it.
Sounds good. Then I do
everything.
that. Okay.
Eat it.
I put it in my face and I munch it up. Oh no, the file.
He says, Nancy, could you get me the latest meal from the mess hall, and I'll take this next meeting in like 5 minutes. And she says, yes, sir. As he goes off and says, he says back to you, are you done? Can I get back to my work?
Yes, finished. Done. You are all set. Please return to your important stuff.
All right.
And then I leave.
which one of you has the documents for this update?
That was left with the sergeant, sir.
Sergeant.
Yeah, the sergeant already has them.
All right. I'll get them from him later. As he continues to look down, and says, "All right,
we're leaving.
At ease.
Thank you, sir.
Get out."
Do you want the door? No.
Do you want the door open or closed?
Close the door.
Halfway, maybe.
Right.
Cool.
And the private takes you out of the location. I will confirm for you, Nona, that you quickly can query through that information, and you do find the total plans.
Cool.
The convoy is leaving from this location. It is making a direct route to the prison. After it leaves the prison, it is actually going to slow down a little bit, act as a casual transport. There's some briefings. There's a couple of points that they have already identified as possible ambush locations, and so seem to be trying to take a circuitous route in order to avoid some of the worst pressure points.
Sure.
Where it'd be very easy to slow them down. But yeah, you have their route, and you start making your way towards the exit. And the private says, "All right, that was pretty quick.
I'm very good at my job." And
Okay.
she helped.
We're on a tight schedule.
I'm the whiz kid."
I told you not to let them call you that.
Is that a mean thing?
Never mind. We'll talk later.
And the private goes, "So are you guys staying for the evening? Do you need some food or anything like that? Mess hall seems to be closing up pretty soon," as he continues to look down at his watch.
Do they keep trying to feed us?
No, I think
It's closing soon, and there's things.
I'm sorry.
we still have some food on board. I think if we take off, we could probably be at the next outpost. Maybe sneak some food in from the mess hall as well, or, grab breakfast there. So I think we're probably better off to head it out.
All right. Sounds good.
Maybe we could finish this a little early.
In and out. Okay, yeah, sure. I'll take you guys right down. I haven't gotten a message about your driver, so I'm guessing that they're still with the dock.
One more hope. That was like, 15 minutes? Damn, I'm good.
I think it was a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I feel like even though you
walking between places,
that,
doing
and also
some
I feel like
stuff.
you would need to pretend like you were actually updating something.
That's
and so like
true.
just going in and being like, and done. Like That was awfully quick. Anyway.
Yeah, when he pulls up on his data slab later, it's like, is it going to show a different OS version?
Yeah, probably. Except just like not done well. It's just like an extra number, but it's in plain black, and people are like, "What?"
It's like you cook that in MS Paint or something. Slap it on.
MS Paint number. Yeah.
Windows IX.
All right. And so the private's like, all right, yeah, well, we'll take you right back. And as you guys head towards the front of this camp, you see that there's a little bit of a commotion, a crowd growing.
Now, is this a
towards
party
the
commotion
entrance.
or an arguing commotion?
It's not either. It's more of like
Sexy commotion.
Sexy commotion.
Oh,
They're
Wow.
just
Right.
everyone's starting to take
Right.
off clothes and
Yeah.
just it's they're hippies.
The real enemy all along.
Anyway,
I'm so sorry.
it seems like they're talking about something. They're all directed towards looking at a couple of figures that you see at the front of this crowd that are a little bit standing above it. They are clad in this sleek black armor of Inquisitors.
Yep.
However, their helmets have been removed. You see a dark-skinned man with fiery golden eyes and a slender, tall woman in black and gold. I realize the black and gold uniforms. The uniform of a silenced Inquisitor. Her auburn black hair cut short, neatly situated under her officer's hat. Although she seems to have a permanently grim, stern expression, the shape of her face and light brown skin remind you of her sister. You see before you Sky Wynn, joined with the man that you saw at the checkpoint a little bit earlier yesterday. And that is where we're going to end today's episode.
Boy.
So two things. One, I thought for a second you said Skywind, and I was like, what cruel parents have named you this?
Now, still a
Skywind.
little
I know.
colorful. SKYE space
I got you.
WYNN.
Yeah, okay. And then the second thing is I love how sometimes your just descriptions of people are so judgmental. This is the first time we're seeing this woman's face, and you're like, and a permanent scout, she's always pissed off.
She seems like a real
my two
pain in
thoughts
the
at the end of our doubles.
What do you think about that, Jeff?
Yeah.
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 Take that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah.
I will.
Next time.
Next time
On 7 Star to the right.
on Dragon Ball Z.
Ba-ba-da-ba. We gotta go. We gotta
We
cut.
gotta get out of here.